Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of Porch Asses. We are two brothers, four bad knees, who decided to start a podcast because we got really bored during COVID. So, I am Morgan, I'm a sleazy-ass car salesman, and I am here to sell you a 1937 Chevy Spark with 310,000 miles on it.
My name's Jeremy. I am a scheduler with a bus company, and I help your boomer parents get around to go shopping at Walmart for 3 hours.
So, with WandaVision taking the world by storm, owned by a large-eared conglomerate known as Disney, we decided to use our first episode to talk just a little bit of our favorite superheroes. Knowing me, I just stayed Marvel because that's me. Jeremy went a little DC because he's a loser. And we'd maybe start here with our number 5. And who do you got, Jeremy?
He's not wrong about the loser part because I am a loser. My number 5, I went with Green Lantern.
That's very surprising for you because you are a very big Green Lantern.
I am a very big Green Lantern fan. Not the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern because that was god-awful. Why do I own the movie? I don't know. Probably because it's Green Lantern. I just think the shit that he can do with the ring is fantastic. And, the stuff that he can make is amazing.
Understandable. But you also got to look at the opposite side of it. You know what I mean? You got to go look at Sinestro. I know he's a villain.
True.
But sometimes the villains are right. You mean, Thanos did nothing wrong. Thanos was 100% correct. But, with Green Lantern, it's a very interesting pick because to me, which Green Lantern are you talking about? Are you talking Hal Jordan?
Yes, okay. Absolutely Hal Jordan.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, see what was going on there, because there's about 17 of them, so we'll go. My number 5 is actually Deadpool, the Merc with the Mouth.
Wow.
Yeah, we're also... Wait, hold on a second. Ryan Reynolds. Twins.
Uh-oh.
No, but a dude who literally can cut off his arm and still be flipping someone off is an absolute, personal hero of mine.
Wasn't that a James Franco movie, too?
What's that? Oh,
the guy that gave...
124, 127 hours?
I think it was 127 hours.
Dude, can you imagine that? He's, stuck in the rock, and they're just Ryan Reynolds just pop up and go, hey, how you doing? He cuts off his arm and runs away.
I'd pay the $12 to go see that movie.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. God, I miss watching movies. What was the last movie you saw in theaters?
Star Wars?
Oh my god.
I think.
I actually went during COVID, actually.
Yeah, you did go.
I saw Kajillionaire with Evan Rachel Wood. It was me, a friend of mine, and one other person the entire theater. It was the greatest movie experience ever. The movie was great, don't get me wrong, but to be a big-ass bag of popcorn, 3 people in movie theater, and I got Mexican before it, I was set for life.
Yeah, that's like a dream of yours.
Oh, it really is. So, since we're Ryan Reynolds twins, and he went Green Lantern at 5, I went Deadpool at 5. Who's your number 4?
This is an odd one. This is a really odd one, and I kind of caught myself off guard when
Jubilee.
Screw you. Gambit.
A little Louisianan card thrower.
He's just so badass.
Who was supposed to play him in the... Was it Channing Tatum?
I think it was Channing Tatum, actually. Yeah.
It was right after X-Men. It was right after Origins, right?
It was right at... Yeah.
Oh, God, I forgot about that till right now.
Can you imagine the women 18 to 49 that went to actually enjoy X-Men because of Channing Tatum?
I'm sorry.
Remember when they had to redo the G.I. Joe movie because Channing Tatum died at the beginning of it?
Oh my god, I forgot about that. I forgot about those G.I. Joe movies, actually. Wasn't Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
He was a villain in one of them.
He was
the villain in all of them. Cobra Commander.
Yeah, he was Cobra Commander. That's how I forgot about that, which is so weird to me.
That is weird.
You know what I mean? Going from Third Rock from the Sun to Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
It's a 90s child's dream.
That is true, yeah.
So, you went Channing Tatum at number 4.
I didn't go Channing Tatum, I went Gambit.
No, you went Channing Tatum at number 4.
Your mind's on Channing Tatum.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, no more Channing Tatum, no more Channing Tatum, no more Channing Tatum. Okay, so number 4, I'm going to go The House of M. I'm going Scarlet Witch. House of M is my favorite comic book.
You went Scarlet Witch that late? I thought that was going to be like the top.
I went at 4. House of M is my favorite comic book arc. Hopefully with WandaVision, I think that's what we're going towards. I think there's a lot to dig deeper once the final 3 episodes of WandaVision come out. But obviously you have to look at Mephisto.
Absolutely.
The House of M. I think this is how we get mutants into the MCU. Do I think it's X-Men? No. But I think the idea of mutants inside the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is a great thing to do, because if not, Sony's going to control them for another 35 years, and we're all going to die a slow death.
There's going to be like 18 different movies of the same comic book characters over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're bringing Fantastic Four to the MCU. Yes, there's that theory that is Monica Rambeau's contact, that being Reed Richards. It cannot be John Krasinski from The Office. He's already in WandaVision as Agent Jimmy Woo. If you're fans of The Office, you know that reference. Fantastic Four, you mean, you've got the idea. Obviously, it's the first family of Marvel. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, do I think it's going to be the Jessica Alba-esque? No. Do I think they should do another reboot of Fantastic Four? Hell no. We've had there was regular Fantastic Four, Rise of
Silver Surfer.
Then
the reboot.
The really bad Kate Mara one. That may be the worst movie of all time.
It's pretty bad. It's not the worst movie of all time, but it's pretty bad.
The worst movie of all time that I ever saw. It's one of the only 2 movies I asked for a refund at theaters. That and Scarlett Johansson in Lucy.
Oh my god! I can't believe you paid money to go see Lucy.
Well, let's not talk about it. Let's move on.
I shouldn't say anything. I paid money to go see.
There's a lot to dive deep with Scarlet Witch. Obviously, House of M plays a big part of it. Obviously, WandaVision plays a big part of it. Part of it is how Wanda is going to lead Phase 4. Obviously, coming up with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So there's a lot going on with the character and I think there's a lot they can do with it. And I'm very excited to see. Obviously, my love for Elizabeth Olsen is up there.
It's on the stalkery kind of level.
It is not single white female. Thank you very much, Elizabeth Olsen. If you're listening, I am so very, very sorry. Please do not report me to the FBI.
Slide into his DMs. Make his day happy.
Okay, who do you got at number 3? Let's keep on moving.
Number 3, got the Punisher.
Interesting.
People don't give the Punisher enough credit. Like, people just like kind of blow him off and be like, yeah, he's a comic book character, but...
You mean, the dude's family gets killed, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It's a story of revenge. And of course you have the Thomas Jane movies, you have the John Blumenthal Netflix show.
Which one's better?
I actually very enjoy the Netflix show, and I'm very sad it only got 2 seasons before Netflix kind of canceled that, and Daredevil, and Iron Fist wasn't bad, you know what I mean? Jessica Jones was great. So, but there's a lot to the Punisher that I don't think people realize.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the big thing these days in the current political mess that we are in is the use of the Punisher logo with, obviously, white nationalists.
Yeah.
And cops, and we won't get into that on the podcast, but a lot of it can do with the story. It's a story of revenge, but it's also the same time a story of redemption.
Yeah, absolutely.
With the Punisher. At number 3, I'm going a newer character. Pretty much, I'm going Kamala Khan's Miss Marvel.
Wow.
I'm going to scream and big until I die. To see a Pakistani American character in comics is huge, especially being a female and being the woke asshole that I am.
Especially in this time that we're in right now.
And a lot of that actually plays into that Avengers video game that came out.
Oh, yeah.
One of the main characters, and it's great to see. And then her getting her own movie. She's going to feature in the next Captain Marvel movie. And it's great to see like a young new superhero, not the same trope that's been running around since the 40s.
Yeah.
Everything. But it's good to see, you know what I mean, some great powers to embiggen and enlarge her fists and punch guys across the map, which is great and hell of a fun to do in a video game. And I love to see it, you know what I mean? So it's a character that I think has a bright future in comics and what's coming up in the MCU and a lot of what we see in the world today. It's nice to see some diversity, what we could be. What we could be
definitely,
here. So we let's see, that was number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your number 2?
I'm going DC on this one.
Okay, who is it?
Batman.
No. Sodium.
Yeah, sodium.
Batman. Okay, I have a hot take with Batman.
This is why we're here.
We're not? Yes, that's very true. So, the best Batman, ladies and gentlemen...
Batman nipples?
It is not George Clooney's Batman nipples.
Wow. You say Val Kilmer, I swear to God, I'll kick you out.
Not. And people get mad at me. And
Adam West.
It's not Adam West either. It's
Man.
Kevin Conroy. You know what I mean? The animated Batmans are great. Mark Hamill's the best Joker. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger, but Mark Hamill's the best Joker. You know what I mean? Kevin Conroy. That's what I grew up on in Batman.
That's true.
You know what I mean? I was too young for, obviously, till I got older to see, you know what I mean, the Tim Burton Batman movies. I hated George Clooney. Obviously, Christian Bale, you know what I mean? Of course, that Batman saga is up there in film, but growing up, being a kid, Kevin Conroy, Batman, Mark Hamill Joker, it's just my childhood, and I love to see it.
Hands down, Val Kilmer is the worst Batman of all time.
George Clooney.
He's next.
You know what the dinosaurs said? Chill. No.
No.
God damn it. I can't do an Uma Thurman impression.
Uma Thurman's Eye Wrangler?
How many Family Guy references are we going to get into the podcast?
There's a Family Guy reference for everything.
There is a Family Guy reference for everything. So, number 2, for me, which I'm going to say with Marvel, because I am 100% a Marvel guy, I'm going to go Bruce Banner, the Hulk.
Very cool.
There's a side story here. There's a GIF on the internet that is known in my friends group. It's a very not safe for work GIF between the Hulk and Scarlet Witch that gets passed into my friends group me at least once a week, just for laughs. And Bruce Banner, obviously genius. Obviously, you know what I mean, the green guy comes out and he's Jolly Green Giant on like steroids. There's just a power and a history behind Bruce Banner and the Hulk. You know what I mean? Even going back to Lou Ferrigno, which I always brought up another Family Guy reference there. But the Hulk, just the storyline and the power behind him is just unstoppable for me.
You know, I paid money to go see the Ang Lee version of the Hulk.
You know, I actually don't even think I saw the Ang Lee.
It was in IMAX. I went.
Was it Eric Bana?
Yes. And they cut it literally like a comic book.
Yeah, it was Eric.
Not the entire movie.
Actually, I did see that. It was the Eric Bana one.
Not the entire movie, but just like bits and pieces of it. They cut it like a comic book. Wasn't Liv Taylor's love interest?
No, Liv Taylor was in the... What's the dude from Fight Club?
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
So... We want to move on. I mean, obviously, because we're our top superheroes. So, I just want to get your thoughts on something real quick first.
Shoot.
Okay. So, we get Zack Snyder's Justice League here.
Yes.
In what, April? Late March, April?
I think it's late April.
Okay. So, obviously, Darkseid. Yeah.
Yeah.
The villain. Did you see Granny Goodness is in it?
Yes.
So you saw the still of Granny Goodness.
Yes.
Does she not look like Elizabeth Warren?
Oh, God, yeah.
And it hit me, and someone tweeted about it, and I can't get past it. That whole entire Zack Snyder trailer for the Justice League, I see Elizabeth Warren as Granny Goodness, and it throws me off, and I can't wait to watch it. And scream "Eat the Rich" at the television.
It just looks fantastic, and Zack Snyder's just... He's a genius.
I wouldn't go that far. And I understand what DC's trying to do. Kind of be darker and more, I don't want to say noir, but you know what I mean? I can see what they're trying to do with their films, but I just can't get into any of them. From Aquaman, even though I love Jason Momoa and he should have got more respect in the first season of Game of Thrones, but it's like, fuck, I just can't get into it.
Yeah, they kind of drag on sometimes, and they're a little bit boring.
I mean, the original Wonder Woman was good. Wonder Woman 1984, I'm still kind of about it.
I was disappointed, but it was good, but I'm still disappointed about it.
I know the premise of the movie, and I love Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is amazing in that, The Mandalorian.
Soon to be Last of Us.
Soon to be Last of Us. He was great in Narcos. It's just going to sound really weird. I know the movie's called Wonder Woman 1984. There's too much 80s in it. They try to force the 80s upon us.
They slam the 1980s in you.
I mean, the only really enjoyable scene in that movie for me was the mid-credit scene with Linda Carter.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
You know, I mean, that to me was the only part of Wonder Woman 1984 actually.
I think they should have bumped her, had her in the middle of the movie.
No, I understand why they did the post-credit stuff. I understand that. So, as we get off our little rant there about my hate for the DC film universe, you will learn during this podcast that I hate a lot of things. So,
and I'm one of them.
Not all the time.
Yeah.
Some of the time.
Yeah.
So, number one, who do you got? Who's your favorite superhero out of everything?
Wakanda forever.
Knew you were going there. I knew you were going Black Panther.
It's just... There's just something about the Black Panther as a character that was just... It's just so amazing to watch. And now with Chadwick Boseman coming in as the Black Panther when he came in theaters, just to have a black lead actor like that, in a comic book movie is just incredible.
So, here's my question to you: with the death of Chadwick Boseman, how do you write him off? How do you lead into Black Panther 2?
You could go the stereotypical way, we're just going to write him off, and just start the movie with a funeral.
Yes, I can understand that.
But at the same time...
I can see it happening.
Yeah, that's probably how it's going to happen, because do they even have a logistic thought of how to do it?
He is killed by Andy Serkis.
Ah, okay.
He is trying to protect Wakanda. He is killed by Andy Serkis. There's even thoughts of somehow he is... I have a theory about it, and I was thinking about it to myself one night, is... Do they do something in Multiverse Madness to pretty much screw up the timeline? That's how you get Shuri as Black Panther.
That's probably what they should do.
It's the blip, but not the blip.
Yeah. What they should do is that, but they probably won't.
So, I understand your love for Black Panther, and there's only one love for me in comic books that you understand why.
Jubilee.
It is not Jubilee. I saw a GIF on the internet a couple nights ago. It was like fireworks going outside.
Yeah.
And there's this old guy in a wheelchair in his apartment. It's like Professor X when Jubilee's outside getting her cheeks clapped. I just can't get past it.
Things you can't unsay.
Yep. My number one superhero, ladies and gentlemen, John Mulaney's Spider-Pig. No, it's actually Spider-Man.
That kind of, it not surprises me, but kind of is interesting.
From Uncle Ben's Minute Rice getting killed. You know what I mean? With great power comes great responsibility. And from that to, you go into, obviously, the movie universe of Spider-Man. You know what I mean? The 3 Tobey Maguires. There's 2 Andrew Garfield movies?
Yes.
Yeah, the one with... Yeah, there's 2 Andrew Garfield movies. Now, the 3rd upcoming Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, which is going to play into WandaVision. That's how we're going to get Tobey Maguire. That's how we're going to get Andrew Garfield into this universe.
Man, Homecoming was so good.
Homecoming. I love Far From Home because I love Mysterio.
That one was good, too.
Mysterio's actually one of my favorite villains as a drama nerd in high school. The story and background of Mysterio was great to me. But obviously, you know what I mean. I say you know what I mean a lot, but that's a rant for another day. So, with Spider-Man, obviously, with the current storyline with Miles Morales as Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse is great. The soundtrack is perfect. And just seeing what they can do with a simple character, actually. I mean, high school kid, bitten by a radioactive spider, shoot webs out of his hands, climbs on walls, saves New York City time and time again from a dude dressed up as a Steel Rhino. But it's just nice to see a character with some backstory, yet the ability to move to different characters. From Peter Parker to Miles Morales to Peter Parker dying and Doc Ock taking over Peter Parker's body. Yeah.
Would you consider Spider-Man the most person superhero? He's a person.
They're all people, Jeremy.
But what I'm saying is, Tony Stark had all his money and Black Panther was...
You can make the connection of, hey, look, that's just the neighborhood kid.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
You can also make that inference with, obviously, Captain America. Obviously, Captain America, you know what I mean? Out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How he got his abilities, obviously. But then, the ability to punch Hitler in the face is always great to me. But with Spider-Man, you get that sense of, hey... You're a little kid, you're growing up, and you're watching the Spider-Man cartoons on television on Saturday mornings, or, you're a kid now, and you went to the movie theaters before COVID and saw Into the Spider-Verse, or me, when I'm alone at night, watching Into the Spider-Verse 14 times on Netflix, or being a 31-year-old adult male watching the Spider-Man cartoons on a Saturday morning on Disney+. It all goes back to Disney. You see how this works.
We've come full circle.
We have come full circle with the big-eared asshole. But... we love to see someone relatable. And that's what I think comics are for, and that's what superheroes are for. You can see someone that you can connect with.
Yeah.
Out there saving the world. Of course you're not going to do that in your real life. You know what I mean? Everybody running their mediocre jobs and the same thing over and over and over and over again in their life. But you can make a connection with something, connect to it, and just fall in love with the ability of just able to dream that could be you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, you know what I mean? We're going to try to keep today's episode short. You know what I mean? It's our first episode. We're a little bit of trial and error here. And we'll see what we can do. We're going to get this posted up here onto YouTube sometime probably in the next few days. And love for you to join us on our next episode. I'm probably going to do something maybe with wrestling next time, you think?
We got a list here.
We do have a list. We thought about this for a while.
Yeah, we have a lexicon here of what we want to do.
We got some episodes in store, and we love you to join us. And
yeah, we got wrestling, sports. The big one coming up we could do is rank Star Wars movies. Sports, wrestling, and comics. We're a bunch of nerds.
The Last Jedi is going to be last. It's the worst Star Wars movie, but that's topic for another day. But we'd like to thank you guys. We are the Porch Asses, and we'll post this on YouTube, and hopefully we'll see you real soon. Thanks, guys.
Later.